When you first get diagnosed with MS, everything is new. You're not paranoid. That's completely normal. I remember laying in my bed and feeling my arm tingling. I was wondering, was I feeling MS in my arm? Or did I just sleep on my arm wrong and did it fall asleep? It so happened that my arm just fell asleep. I remember one evening doing squats, and when I was doing squats, I could hear my knees cracking. I didn't know if the cracking I heard in my knees was MS or was it just old age. Turned out it was just old age. Can't blame MS for that one. Well, I've been doing videos as often as I can. I'm hoping the videos I do will help other people with MS. I haven't done a video in about a week. The reason is because I was sick. Now, this is the first time I was sick with MS. In fact, I typically don't get sick. The last time I had fever was February of 2020. If you think about it, that was almost 2.5 years ago. And in 2.5 years, we've had 2 flu seasons and over 2 years of COVID. I didn't get sick with either one of those. So when I did finally have a fever, I started wondering, what is this fever going to do to my MS? Is it going to create a pseudo-exacerbation or an all-out MS attack? The good news is it did neither. So what did I feel with my first fever with MS? I felt the fever. Like, it's very typical. I had 102. Now here's what's not typical. This fever lasted for 5 days and it waxed and waned, meaning I had fever, my fever would go away, and then I would exercise a little bit. And every time I did a little bit of exercise, my fever would come back. That was something new to me, and I'm guessing that might be based on my MS. I try to take it easy. One of the things I noticed is I had a lot of fatigue, much more than I typically would with a fever. I am guessing this was MS fatigue. Now, I have been lucky so far. I've not suffered much from MS fatigue, but I think I did when I had a fever. In addition to having MS fatigue, my entire body was very stiff. Now, it might be because I didn't exercise and did not move around much, but I think it was just a complication of having a fever and MS. I definitely noticed I was very stiff in my hips, in my legs, and actually all over my body. So I did some stretching and I feel better. Here's the bottom line. Having a fever was brand new. First time I've ever had it with MS. And you know what? I pulled through. The fever may have lasted an extra day, but right now I feel fine. So why would I be telling you about my first fever with MS? Just like everything else, it's new. And it really wasn't that bad. I just want you to know, should you get a fever with MS, or should you have a feeling that you haven't felt in your body, don't jump to conclusions that it's MS. Just do your best to work through it, and in the end, you'll be okay. Look, MS isn't the end of the world. We have some new challenges, but we're going to face them. Hopefully, we'll face them together. I hope the videos I'm doing are helpful to you. All the best. Live your best life with MS.